Today, we're basically opening up a case file. The evidence? Well, it's just a single verse from one of the most mysterious books in the Bible. And the mystery? It's all about two little letters hidden in plain sight for centuries that might just change how you understand a very sacred name.
So here it is, the question at the heart of our whole investigation. The Book of Revelation gives a major shout out to the ancient Church of Philadelphia for one specific thing. They didn't deny the name. But then it never actually says what that name is. It's this huge, crucial piece of missing information. So what name were they holding on to so tightly?
Okay, before we dive in, we need to get one key concept straight. Think of it like a legal term: custody. This isn't about trying to rebuild or reconstruct something that got lost along the way. Nope. Custody is all about preserving what was handed to you exactly as you got it. No changes, no additions. This one idea, it's the key to cracking this entire case. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to dig into the Philadelphia question itself. Then, we'll follow some amazing linguistic clues to find a name hidden inside another name. We're going to call some ancient witnesses to the stand, one made of stone, one a historian's voice. We'll even look at a major legal precedent from England. And finally, we'll deliver the verdict.
All right, let's get started with Exhibit A, this really unique praise that was given only to the church in Philadelphia. And trust me, this isn't just a pat on the back. It's a super specific commendation that makes them stand out from everyone else. Thou hast kept my word and hast not denied my name. That's the charge, right? The central fact of our case. They held onto something. They kept it intact.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Out of all 7 of the big churches mentioned in Revelation, Philadelphia is the only one that gets praised for this specific thing. I mean, sure, another church, Smyrna, is praised for its endurance, but Philadelphia is praised for custody. That's not random. That is a huge clue pointing us exactly where we need to look. Okay, so let's move on to our next piece of evidence. What if the name they refused to deny was actually embedded in their own name the entire time, just hiding in plain sight? And this is where things get really cool. Check this out. If we trace the name Philadelphia across different languages, from its Greek ending, Aiea, to the Hebrew equivalent, Yod-He, all the way to the English Aya, a clear pattern just pops right out. There's a common element preserved in every single one of them, the divine form Aya, just 2 letters passed down like a secret handshake through translation. Now we have to be really precise here. The whole Greek ending, E-I-A, that's not a known name for God. But the 2 letters tucked away inside it, I-A, oh yeah, that is absolutely 100% attested as a divine name. This isn't some coincidence. It's a linguistic fingerprint. So the language part is pretty strong, right? But we need more. It's time to call our next witnesses to the stand. One is literally carved in stone, and the other is a voice from the ancient world. Here's our stone witness. This is a Paleo-Hebrew inscription of the name we know as Zechariah. But look closely at how it's written. Z-K-R-I-A. This literally translates to the remembrance of Aya. The name itself is a memorial, specifically designed to preserve that 2-letter form, not some longer 4-letter version. And boom, here's our voice witness, Theodore of Cyrus, a historian from the 5th century. He wrote it down as plain as day. He recorded that while some people, the Samaritans, used a different version, the Jews of his time pronounced the divine name simply as Aya. So you have the historical testimony, perfectly matching what the stone inscription shows us. And this brings us back to that name, Z-K-R-I-A. That first part, Z-K-R, or Zeker, means remembrance. And what does a remembrance do? It preserves what you have. It doesn't try to rebuild something that's gone. That name is living proof that the name IIA was never lost. It was being actively protected, held in custody. Okay, let's jump forward in time for our next exhibit. We're going from ancient history to a huge moment in the development of the English language. This is a massive piece of legal and historical evidence you're not going to want to miss.
Just look at the consistency here over thousands of years. From the oldest inscriptions we have, through the testimony of historians, all the way up to the very first authorized English Bible, the name is consistently, rock-solidly presented as IA. Those other 4-letter reconstructions that many of us are familiar with today, turns out they're actually modern academic theories, not ancient precedents.
And there it is, the smoking gun.
Psalm 68, verse 4, taken directly from the 1539 Great Bible. It doesn't say Lord, it doesn't say Jah, and it for sure doesn't say Yahweh. It says, clear as day, by his name, I-A. Spelled right out, in plain English.
And you gotta get this. This wasn't just some obscure alternative translation. This was the first ever authorized English Bible. It was mandated by the king to be in every single church in England, often literally chained to the pulpit. This thing carries a level of legal and historical weight that a modern academic theory just can't compete with. So, we've looked at the evidence from scripture, from language, from archaeology, and from legal history. It's time. Let's bring it all together and deliver the verdict.
The chain of custody is just crystal clear, it's unbroken. Scripture, in Psalm 68, explicitly names it as Ayah. The ancient practice of remembrance, in names like ZKR preserves it. And a faithful community, Philadelphia, gets commended for keeping it.
So the conclusion is simple. The name that Philadelphia kept was not some scholarly reconstruction.
It was not an abbreviation or some kind of shorthand for a longer name. It was the original name, just as our oldest and most reliable witnesses testify.
Just 2 letters, held in custody, never changed. And for the Church of Philadelphia, never denied. IA. That's the name Philadelphia refused to let go of. And after seeing all this evidence, the only real question left is, will you?